Am I the asshole for asking my wife to respect my title as a pilot? So they said, I need the opinions of AV, which is like aviation geeks, and pilots on a matter involving my wife. I am completely serious and I need help, in all caps, and then /SRS, which means serious. My wife and I, together for 5 years, married for 2, no kids, have an amazing, happy relationship. I can't recall a time we have ever argued to the point of a breakup or divorce. This issue, however, is causing me to reconsider the health of our relationship. Since my wife and I have been together, I have worked as a manager for a restaurant chain. I am extremely passionate aviation enthusiast in my free time. I have spent thousands of hours on flight textbooks, simulation gear, and even built my own A330 setup, which I'm not quite sure. I think that's like a simulation thing. I have never actually flown a plane or started flight training, but I have considered it for a long time. Even though my skills are not a career, I consider myself as adept or possibly more knowledgeable than the average pilot. That being said, here's where the problem arises. My wife and I were invited to one of her male coworkers' house for a barbecue. My wife is a senior software tech for a COVID startup. She worked there since 2020, a lucky catch after she was laid off from her previous job due to the virus. It was my first time meeting many of her coworkers due to COVID and working from home. I had assumed she talked about me before, but as we were cycling through introductions, I became less sure. We make our way down the line to the host of the party, a new male hire that she has grown particularly or platonically close with. We exchange casual conversation, and Greg, the host, asks what I do for a living. My wife chimes in with, he managed insert fast food chain. It certainly comes with benefits. I'm assuming she was referring to free food, in a voice that implied nothing was wrong with what she said. I very quickly corrected her and told him that I'm a pilot. My wife already knows how insecure I am about my job and how much I'd rather be introduced by my hobby. I have earned the title of pilot through my 500 plus hours on a simulation game and thousands of dollars put into my craft. I think it is incredibly disrespectful for her not to acknowledge my skills and training. Just because I don't have the title of a pilot on an overpriced piece of paper does not mean I am not a pilot. I laughed it off with Greg, told him under my breath that my wife was often forgetful, which I'm sure he realized just from working with her. He seemed to brush it off casually. At this point, I'm fuming, but I don't go much farther than exchanging some nasty glances at my wife for the rest of the night. As we pack into the car to leave, the argument starts. She feels as if I don't deserve my title as a pilot because I'm not a professional. I told her she is completely insensitive to the work that I have done, and she will never understand what it's like to study so much. She is currently on the couch as I type this. Am I the asshole for asking to be respected?